Ever feel like you're constantly busy, checking things off your to-do list, but you get to the end of the month and feel like you haven't made any real progress?
Yeah.
You are not alone. So today, we're going to dive into how to turn that daily grind into some massive long-term wins. We're talking about the 90-day game plan. Okay, so most of us, we live in the world of sprints. Those 1 or 2 week bursts of activity that are absolutely perfect for tackling the here and now. But there's another level to this, and that's the game plan. A game plan isn't about what you need to do today. It's about deliberately, intentionally shaping your future. And this right here gets to a really critical problem. See, while those sprints are super important, if you only rely on them, you can end up with what the source material calls owner's stress. It's that nagging feeling that you're always working, always busy, but the business itself isn't really moving in a clear, strategic direction. It's the stress of working hard, but maybe not smart. Exactly. When your entire focus is just on the next 2 weeks, it's like you're on a business treadmill. You're running hard, you're sweating, you feel productive, but the business isn't actually going anywhere new. You're just maintaining. You're not growing. So, how do you get off that treadmill and start making some real progress? Well, the answer is the 90-day game plan. And you know what the best part is? This isn't some crazy, complicated new system you have to learn from the ground up. It's actually something you've probably already mastered. It's a simple solution, but you already know. And there it is, the big aha moment. A game plan. It's just a 90-day business sprint. That's it. If you can handle a 2-week sprint to get a small project done, you absolutely, 100% have the skills to use a 90-day game plan to conquer your biggest business challenges. It's the same system, just on a bigger, more impactful scale. Okay, so that leads to the obvious question, right? Why 90 days? Not 60, not 120. What is the magic behind the number 90? Well, for starters, it's kind of the sweet spot for making a real impact. 90 days is just long enough to achieve something truly transformative. We're talking about things like launching a brand new service or finally fixing that one broken system that's been dragging you down for years. It's a real, meaningful chunk of time. But here's the flip side of that coin. It's also short enough to create some real urgency. It keeps you and your team absolutely laser-focused. A goal that's a year away, it feels distant. It's easy to procrastinate. But 90 days, that feels like it's just around the corner. And that keeps the pressure on in a really healthy, productive way. It's the perfect balance. So you're sold. You're ready to start your first 90-day game plan. But hold on. Before you dive in, there's one crucial thing you gotta do first. You have to set your compass. Because let's be honest, you can't plan a 90-day journey if you have no idea where you're ultimately trying to go. And you do that by asking this simple but really powerful question. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 3 years? That's ages away. Don't let that overwhelm you. The source material is really clear on this. You don't need a perfectly detailed step-by-step map. You just need a rough destination, a general direction, to make sure every 90-day plan is actually pushing you forward. So how do you figure that out? Well, start asking yourself some questions. What size do you want the business to be? What about your personal income? Are you chasing a comfortable lifestyle or just pure aggressive growth? Maybe you're even trying to position the business to sell it one day. Answering these helps you define that destination and really set your compass. Okay, so you've got your 3-year compass set. Now, how do you actually do the 90-day game plan? Well, you use a simple, repeatable 4-step cycle that basically builds the engine for your company's growth. Let's check it out. This is the PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, and act. Think of it as a continuous loop. It makes sure you're not just working hard, but you're also learning and getting better every single quarter. Let's break down what each of these steps actually looks like. First up is the plan phase. This is all about getting crystal clear. You look at all your potential projects and you decide on the most critical, highest impact things you can get done in the next 90 days. And that word, critical, is key. You have to be absolutely ruthless with your priorities here. And this is the non-negotiable rule. You have to limit yourself to just 1 to 3 priorities. That's it. Not 5, not 10, just 1, 2, or maybe 3. This insane focus is what stops you from getting overwhelmed, and it dramatically increases the odds that you'll actually finish what you start. This is the secret sauce. Next up is the do phase. This is all about pure execution. Your plan is set. It's your North Star. And your main job here is to fight that urge to get distracted. When a new, brilliant idea pops into your head, a bright, shiny object, you don't chase it. You just add it to a candidates list so you can think about it for the next 90-day game plan. Stay focused, stay on track. And finally, we get to the check and act phases. At the end of the 90 days, you take a step back. You review the results. Did you hit your goals? Why or why not? And this isn't about judging yourself. It's about learning. This is where the real magic of this whole system happens, in that reflection. Because look, sometimes a game plan is not going to go the way you thought it would. You might not hit the target, the result might be totally different than you expected. But in this system, that is absolutely not a failure. In fact, it's actually good news. It's a strategic advantage. Because what you got was a critical lesson that you learned in less than 90 days. You just discovered that a certain strategy doesn't work, which means you can now pivot to something else without wasting a whole year or even more going down the wrong path. That rapid feedback is priceless. It lets you fail fast, learn faster, and ultimately win. And that right there is the heart of it all. This cycle of planning, doing, checking, and acting, it allows you to constantly learn, pivot, and repeat. It is how the most successful businesses get that sustainable growth without all the stress and chaos that comes from just reacting to whatever happens. It's the proactive way to win. So let's just bring this all home. Remember where we started? This is not some scary new concept you have to learn. It's a system built on a skill that you already have. If you can manage a to-do list for a week, you can manage a game plan for a quarter. You already have the power to transform your business. You've got this. So the only question left is, with a clear compass and a focused plan, what could you really achieve? What will your next 90 days look like? Think about it. The possibilities are huge.